What's up, fam? We back with another episode of Live from the Couch. This week, man, we got a real special guest, Mrs. Nurhan. How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You looking kind of nervous there, are you?
I am a little nervous.
A little nervous? We got some, we got some drink here to loosen you up a little bit, man.
Yeah, once it hits, it'll take that edge off.
I bet. So, let's play a little game, man. It's a game of A or B, right? And you got to pick one. So I'm gonna give you two options, and you're gonna pick one, A or B.
Okay.
Right? All right. So if you could be an animal for the rest of your life, would you rather be a cat or you rather be a dog?
I don't like, okay, if I'm the animal, I would rather be a cat because they have attitudes and everybody's okay with it.
Okay.
They walk around like they own the house, pay rent, and everybody's cool with it. And they're like, oh, you're so cute.
Right.
And they scratch people. They're like, oh, it's nothing.
Okay. Well, cats are sneaky, though.
They are.
I don't like them sneaky motherfuckers, bro. They get kittens out of nowhere. I'm like, I never saw y'all.
When you leave the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't ever have a cat, but if I had the option to be a cat,
You definitely.
I think I would take it.
Okay.
Also, I found out, fun fact,
Mhm.
they apparently have this parasite in cats.
Okay.
And, like, if you get it, it makes you, like, love them. Like, you're, like, more attracted to cats. I wonder if, like, cat ladies, that's, like,
I never heard that before.
that's a thing.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Damn, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Next question, A or B. If you had a choice to be in these situations for the rest of your life, would you be in a poly relationship or would you be swinging? Talk to me.
Okay, I think that's hard. I don't know.
I know it is.
Poly is kind of scary because the other person, I feel like depending on what you agreed on, they might not always adhere to it. And at some point, it might cross the line of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging, you're doing it together.
Okay.
But they could also cheat. So, like...
Yeah, but, like, if those were, like, your only two options, which one would you go with? I mean, obviously, you're monogamy, but two options.
I guess swingers.
Swingers?
Yeah, it sounds more fun.
More fun.
Yeah, like we're swingers. Like, we're having a swingers party.
What's that? Yo, Todd, what's that song called? Mint Condition, You Set Me Swinging? Oh, shit. Bruh. Yeah, man. So, it's a gender war going on these days. You know, a lot of people, some of it I agree with. Some of it I think is just bullshit. People being in their feelings too much. And, what are, like, some of the double standards? Like, what's one double standard these days that you hate, that you feel like get associated with men or women? It could be either one, but what's one double standard that you really hate and you really can't stand it?
I feel like something as I've grown up and gotten into like more mature relationships is hearing that like a man cares about like a woman's past.
We definitely do.
And not...
We definitely do.
But like women care about the man's future.
They do.
I just think that's... I get it. Like, realistically, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Logically, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still upsetting because I feel like as a woman...
It's upsetting. Why is that?
I feel like the way media and everything is portrayed nowadays, like, are we really surprised when girls are out here hoeing and shaking ass and, like, sleeping with a bunch of dudes?
I mean, they having fun.
Yeah, exactly. They having
to
fun,
do,
but
right?
it's like, it's advertised. Like, this is how we should be moving as a culture. And then you get into these serious relationships.
And it's the opposite.
And it's like, no, you shouldn't have done this. But it's like, it's already been done. Like, if I've changed as a person and you've changed as a person. Because guys be out here dogs. Like, y'all be straight dogs.
I'm going to cut you right there. People always say, like, you know what? I'm going to let you finish.
Okay. I was going to say, like, guys be out here doing whatever they do when they're younger in college, late 20s, whatever. And then they get married. And if the woman brings it up and is like, well, this upsets me, or like they run into a girl that he hooked up with before, she's going to be mad, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's going to be like, well, that wasn't, that's not me anymore.
Okay.
I've moved on. But like if that happens with a woman, that can literally end a relationship.
Yes. Because look. Females always say all men are dogs, right? I got a question for you. Which animal is one of the most loyal animals on earth? Isn't that the dog? So how does it make sense, bro? Like, and you compared us to dogs for real. The dogs are so loyal, bro.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Dogs are so loyal. So, man, if she calls you a dog, she means you're loyal.
No.
I play too much, y'all. Don't mind me.
I think we should keep the definition. It's different when we're talking about men being dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Guys just be out here. Like, they'll be saying one thing to you and then, like, acting a completely different way.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Would you want a man? Would you take a man serious, or could you marry a man that's a virgin or has no sexual experience, doesn't know how to please you sexually? Could you marry a man, or not even marry, like date seriously, that doesn't have that?
I personally would not mind that.
You wouldn't mind that?
I wouldn't mind that because I feel like when we do get like intimate, I would be training him in a way for like all my needs and what I like.
Okay.
You know, because it's a fresh slate. He's not bringing any outside information.
Okay, so you'd have to basically you'd groom that.
It'd be like customized to me, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So
I don't think it'd be an issue.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
But a lot of women out there, they like to say that they like their man to have a lot of sexual dexterity. So they gotta be really good in the bedroom. But where does that come from, though?
I don't think that has to necessarily come with practice of having sex.
That comes with experience. I think so. It comes with experience.
I don't believe
There is no way. There is no way.
I don't think so.
That doesn't come from out of thin air. Like, you gotta, if you want to be like good in bed, they say like you gotta like hold around a little bit. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's what they say.
Okay, then why can't that concept be applied to women?
Commercial break.
Why can't that be applied to women?
Because
a woman that's not good in bed.
Because no. All right, here's why. Here's why women can't sleep around. Or here's why. I'm not saying women can't. You can do whatever. Women can do whatever. Yeah. It's a free world. She can. It's her. You know what I'm saying? She could use it however she wants. Feel free. But I think that it has a negative taboo because it's like women can get pregnant.
Yeah.
Men can't. So when a woman has multiple sex partners and, especially if she going raw and all these guys are like busting gallons, like, you feel me? They just letting off in her like crazy. It's kind of like how you know the babe whose baby it is.
Yeah.
And this is like this started from like back in the day, like medieval times, before we had paternity testing. So from that time, it was a shame. They say like it was a shame for women to have multiple, sex partners. But it's kind of different now. We have contraceptives. We got Plan B. So I understand why it's maybe a little bit more prevalent now because of contraception, obviously. But the stigma is still there. So even though times have changed, there's still like a negative stigma attached to it. Like, oh, women can't, or women shouldn't, I'm saying. They say women shouldn't, have F around or whatever, because then they might not know who the baby father is. So I think that's the reason why the stigma is attached, because women can get pregnant, men can't.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong there. Also, biologically, like women release certain like hormones and stuff, and they like bond.
Exactly.
And I feel like when you bond with multiple people over such a short period of time,
like you're confused.
You like over-exhaust your body in a way. Like you confuse your body. But also evolutionary.
Or it could be exhausted from all that stroking,
too,
man.
Of course. But like evolutionary, I know a lot of people, when they have kids, the baby usually comes out looking like the father. And apparently that's like an evolutionary thing to let you know, like, you are the father. Because Maury was not around back in the day.
Right.
So.
Maury, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying, I've seen a lot of, so you're saying evolutionarily, or, I'm sorry, y'all, that word that you just said. The father, if the child comes out, it should look like the father, basically.
Most cases where I've seen babies that were born, like moms will be like, I spent 9 months growing you and you came out looking like your father. Like, yeah, like that's for a reason. Like, that's true. That's a thing that happens for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Me personally, not saying women should have multiple sex partners out here and go crazy. If you want to and that's your thing.
Yeah, feel free.
Do your thing, sis. I'm not stopping you,
right.
But like, I don't think it's healthy for us because of the way our biology works and the way our hormones work as women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since we're in multiple, rosters playing the field or whatever, who you think, who are better cheaters? Are men better cheaters, or you feel like women are better cheaters? Nah, I'm serious. Don't laugh.
I want to say women. Women can cheat, and you will not find out until they are on their deathbed.
That's very true. But I don't think it's their fault that they're better cheaters.
Explain. What do you mean?
They come across as better cheaters because of men. It's not women. Because you see, when a woman is cheating, the guy she's cheating with, most likely he's just there for a good time. He don't want nothing else. So he has no incentive to rat her out or put her out. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like, women keep saying, we're better cheaters. No, y'all not. The men y'all cheating with just refuse to tell, and they will never tell because they're not trying to fuck up what they got going on. They got coochie on the side. Why would I go rat to stop that from happening?
I mean, that's fair. I feel like
that's how it is. And so that's why women say, we're better cheaters. Y'all are not. Y'all are just cheating with guys that are not saying shit. Versus when a man cheats, women catch feelings, feelings get developed, especially if y'all been cheating, or sleeping around for a minute. Mm-hmm. She catches feelings. Now, if you're with your woman or whatever, she wants what she has. Yeah. So now that's how the term came up, home wrecker, because now she's going to wreck your home to get the man or whatever. You know what I mean? You have more cases. Most home wreckers, if you notice, have been females or assigned to be females. You have men who are home wreckers here and there, but for the majority of the time, men don't give a damn about your house, bro. They don't. They will F your wife and send her back home to you.
That's crazy.
It's reality, though.
I mean, yeah, no, you make a fair point. I don't know. I just still think... Also, I think for a woman to cheat, though, with her current man, it takes, that relationship, emotionally, everything is, dissolved.
Explain.
Women don't just cheat to cheat. I feel like men just do it to do it. They're
that's true.
I'm bored.
That's true.
Let me just see if I still got it. Let me just go out here.
That's very true.
But women, it takes a lot. She would have had to keep trying to save that relationship, and it's not being saved. And then somebody else comes along, and she's like,
so why not
being satisfied? Let me just.
So why not just end the relationship?
It's a great question. Me personally, I've never been in that situation, so I can't really answer it. But I don't know. Sometimes, women. There are situations where you depend on the man, or you live together, or you have kids. So I feel like there's outside factors. Yeah, there's outside factors that you don't want to just risk ruining.
That's definitely true.
Because one factor of that whole thing is not working out.
Okay. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Cool. So, since we on that now, relationships or whatever, what's the biggest red flag you feel like a man could have?
I feel like being too nonchalant.
Too nonchalant?
Too nonchalant.
So you saying if he cares too much or cares too little bit?
Cares not at all. He's just you could be in my life or not in my life. I don't care either way. Because then it's well, then why am I here?
Yeah, but I feel like if you care too much too early, it could backfire though.
That's true.
Because then you come across as too clingy or whatever.
That is also true. I think there's a happy medium. But guys who are, I'm saying too.
That happy medium is hard. It's very, very, very hard to balance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. It's not, the happy medium is, you got to know exactly what you're doing. I know where me personally, I know where the happy medium is, but I feel like a lot of people, they just don't. So they back up a little bit too much, or they push forward a little bit too much. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's fair. I feel like in the beginning, it's a little dance. You got to figure out that happy medium for both people.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly nonchalant, let's say you've been talking for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
You still don't give a fuck about me? It's been 4 months. That's crazy.
It is crazy, but how you know? Maybe he does give a fuck about you. He's just not showing it.
Well, show it.
So that's what you're talking about. That you need your man to show emotion, show that he cares.
Yeah, because if you're good with or without me, then why am I here? Clearly, I don't feel of value in your life. So why am I here?
I ain't got nothing to say about that one. That's a good one. I like that.
Another red flag is men who are too sassy. And I feel like we are in this sassy apocalypse with men.
The sassy apocalypse?
Yes.
What?
Men are far too sassy out here
Define
nowadays.
sassy. Define sassy.
Like, I don't know. Okay.
Give me an example.
You know a sassy man when you see him, they be talking back too quickly. I'm like, can you just...
Oh, yeah?
They're too emotionally reactive. There it is.
Yeah.
If a situation goes down...
They're not calm.
They're not calm. And me personally, like, if I'm in a situation with my partner where, like, we're fighting or whatever...
Yeah.
I'm going to get emotional. I'm allowed to get emotional.
Yeah.
That is
I agree with that.
That's the main front. If you're also getting emotional, what are we doing? I feel like I'm fighting with a woman. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that. I agree with that somewhat, not in every situation though, because I feel like there's a time and place for everything. That's why I always preach like process your emotion.
yeah,
Instead, it's okay to show emotions whether you're a man or a woman, but it's process.
yeah. No, they're allowed to show emotion.
Yeah, but if we outside and you think you just gonna yell at me and get emotional, oh, you were this. I'm not. I'm not gonna get emotional with you, but I'm also not gonna stand up and take it. I'm gonna walk away. I'm not about to be humiliated because I'm not gonna go crazy. You know, because I know myself. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I'm not gonna let you go crazy on me either. I'm gonna take myself out of the situation.
I mean, that's fair. I feel like when one person, the man preferably, is like more calm, it can like bring me down to that level.
Yeah, because the man. I feel like the man should be the voice of logic in a relationship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If she's acting emotional, and as a man you're right up there with her, now it's two bitches
exactly
arguing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that. I feel like a man should be a voice of reason in any relationship, because I feel like as a man you gotta lead with logic and not emotion, because if you're emotional you're not a good leader. I'm sorry, if you're too emotional you're not a good leader. Yeah. Because everything that comes up, you know, you're gonna get in your feelings and do. When emotion runs high, logic runs low. Yeah. And if you're going to make a lot of stupid decisions by just being too emotional.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like women, I don't know if you know about, like, the hormone cycles of women that we go through.
Y'all get on your
30-day period. Not even just the period. Like, the 30 days, which is called, like, a cycle. Mm-hmm. You have, like, ovulation. You have that little phase in between. Then you have your period. Like, our hormones are constantly changing. Like, it's like a 3 to 5 business days. It's something new. It's like, you can't really fault me for having a little moment. Y'all are steady 24/7.
We are steady 24/7, but you know what? I feel like in a relationship, I feel like if she's on her period, as a man, you got to be a little bit more understanding because it's her time of the month. So it's good to have that, you know, inner voice in your head like it's going to be okay. But if she's on that level all month, yeah, we got a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people, they're on that level times 8 all month, and then when it's that time of the month, they're on that level times 15.
Yeah.
I can't do either.
No, that's very fair.
I can't do either. Yeah.
That's a hormonal imbalance. Just throwing it out there.
Is that like a result of the pH balance being off?
No.
I'm just talking shit.
I mean, if your hormones are off, it can lead to a pH.
Your pH balance
being off, but because your hormones run in your blood and it like controls your emotions.
So can like I always see like multiple sex partners like throw off your pH balance?
Yes, for sure. For sure. And I feel like even just one sex partner, if they're not like right for you, your body lets you know.
So
I could be wrong.
So if a man's doing everything right but your pH balance is off, that means he's wrong for you?
He might not be the one.
You're not serious right now.
I'm being so serious.
Oh, hell no.
Your body will let you know sometimes when you're not the one. Like, I've talked to girls where...
That's a bunch of...
The partner that they were with, they were not the best, obviously, but like...
That's an excuse, I feel.
I don't think it's an excuse. I think your body lets you know. Like, your hormones, maybe you're not bonding with them the right way. Maybe they're fucking somebody else at coming home and that's fucking up with you too. Like...
True.
Your body lets you know.
I don't know if your body lets you know. I got to do some research.
Women are very intuitive. And I feel like it comes from...
Y'all are very intuitive. I give y'all that. Y'all are very intuitive.
Yeah.
About a lot of shit. Not everything, though. Just some things.
The majority of things.
I feel like sometimes y'all get selectively intuitive, too.
What do you mean?
That's a big can of worms. It's a big can of worms. I don't know if I want to get into that.
You don't want to open it? That's cool. We can keep it closed.
I But I feel like, just in general, man, with the gender war that's going on, you know, with male and female, what do you think really causes that gender war, or why men are always blaming women, women are always blaming men? What you think causes that?
I don't want to just be broad and say men are the cause of the issue, but I do think it started like way back when, like the beginning of like the feminist movement.
Okay.
The very beginning of it, like I can't call a specific year, but it was some lady named Elizabeth that like started it. Her whole thing with feminism was more so about like being a housewife, but also being able to get an education, taking care of the family, like that type of stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like at some point it did start to turn where we're at now. And
hyper feminism.
Yeah, which I don't think is the best. Like, I feel like women have taken on some roles or some masculine traits.
Okay.
But I also feel like we had to.
Okay.
Because when you don't have somebody to lead, you don't have a man that's in place to lead, you got to step up. If the ship is going down, I'm not just going to sit back and be like, well, not my place, I'll just drown. Like, no, you're going to step up and take that role. Okay. And I feel like that's why a lot of women are that way. And I do blame the men, because if they were there doing their job and being leaders and our fathers were here doing what they were supposed to, we would not have to step up into that role. Because I don't know any woman that truly loves going to work every single day or loves having to do the things that we have to do. Like,
I know a lot that love going to work. They pride themselves on that.
That's lovely for them. Me personally, no. My dream is not to work. Like, it's just not it. No, like people are like, what is your dream job? I'm like,
stay home.
My dream is not to work.
You want to be pampered and taken care of, right?
I want a soft girl life. Like,
I'm not mad at that.
I just want to be able to chill, do my thing.
I'm not mad at that.
But I also would not go into that role if I didn't know that the person that I was with
is ready for that.
I need to be able to turn my brain off and put it in airplane mode and know that when I turn it back on, everything is going to be like, it's just amazing. Everything that I wanted and more.
Okay.
If I can't trust that you're going to get me there, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, because you're in survival mode.
I'm going to get into, and I feel like a lot of women are more so into survival mode than it is just
their
ideal lifestyle.
I think survival mode is a reason why sometimes some women are so masculine, because they don't really have, they have a lot of men in their lives and it's just short term. They're in today, they're out tomorrow, you know, so the woman really never gets a chance to really get comfortable and focus on other things. You know, every time she tries to turn off the survival mode switch,
they're gone.
He's out the door. Now you're back in survival mode. So I agree with that. I think that's a part of, you know, the reason why it is like that.
And to take it back, like, I feel like a big reason that even all exists, the like stable family structure or like a nuclear family is not highly valued in this country.
Okay.
Like,
speak on it.
The culture of like baby mamas, baby daddies, that's very prevalent here, and it's kind of the norm. But if you go back to like my country, that is not the norm. Like, if you got a baby daddy, that's not a thing. Like, it's not a thing. If you got somebody pregnant out of wedlock, you're getting married.
Yeah,
that baby's
gonna like, they're gonna make you marry that person.
Yeah, and I feel like not having that stable, like girls growing up without fathers, or like men growing up without fathers or mothers being in their life.
Okay.
I feel like that's where the resentment kind of builds up from like a young age, and then the older you get, any woman or any man that comes into your life just kind of gets that trauma. Like, it's the backlash of it. They didn't cause it, maybe.
Right.
But the hurt and the wound is still there, and they're just going to associate you with abandonment issues or whatever it may be.
Okay. I get that. So now that we're like on the topics of, you know, of breakups or whatever, there's a topic that I've been seeing this shit ever since I was a kid. Like, growing up, I've always seen it. You know, people get out of breakups and they think that, oh, let me go and get my revenge body. If it's the woman, let me go and get my revenge body. Or if it's the man, oh, let me go get my hustle up or get my revenge hustle or whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on that? I have my thoughts, but I'm about to unleash, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with the revenge body. Okay. I feel like it's a new era. Like, if you left somebody,
okay,
you were with them, you were a certain person, and then you break up, you want to just like revamp yourself. It's a new era, so you want a new body to go with it.
I disagree with everything you just said. I literally disagree with everything you just said. Because why the fuck would you say you want a revenge body? Like, if you're with somebody and you love them, why would you not want to be the best version of yourself for that person?
I feel like people get comfortable.
Relationships are work. It's not a comfort zone for you to go and relax. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of people get it fucked up, because they think the relationships is a place you go and rest your laurels. No, a relationship is a partnership and work. Yeah. It's fucking work. And a lot of times why relationships break up is people go over there to rest. They don't go over there to work. Now, back to this revenge body shit. My personal opinion, I believe that I'm not saying you got to be in the best shape or gain no weight. I've gained weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to be in the best shape of your life. We all gain weight. My weight fluctuates up and down. I'm sure everybody's weight fluctuates up and down. I'm not saying you got to be a bodybuilder or nothing. But what I am saying is that the same effort that you put into that revenge body, why not do that shit when you're in a relationship? Why not strive to be the best version of yourself? For the women. The men, stop being bums. Why you want to be a bum the entire relationship? And as soon as she wants to move on, all of a sudden you turn into Superman. You got 10 freaking jobs. You started a business. And sometimes they actually do well for themselves. Yeah. But I'm like, if you were with somebody who you loved, why not just be that version, the best version of you for them? Like, it drives me. I can never understand when I see people talking about my revenge body or my revenge hustle. You should want to be the best version of yourself. For if you're with somebody, you should want to be the best version of yourself for that person. It's not, when you get into a relationship, it's not somewhere for you to get lazy and say, let me not maintain myself. As a man, let me relax. Let me not be ambitious anymore. I have a girlfriend, or I have a wife and kids. Let me just drop my ambition. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping with a beautiful woman every night, so let me not be ambitious. That's just a turnoff.
I mean, I agree towards like the ambition and everything. That should never go away.
Exactly.
You should never get in a relationship and be like, no, I'll just throw it all now. I'm good. Like, I'm happy now.
Right.
That should never go away. The body thing, I don't know. You get into a relationship, you get comfortable. They're like, they love me for me. Like, I can just do whatever.
No. And that's the crazy part. This is how I know a lot of people that do that shit, they're hypocrites. They're not being honest. Because if, say you get in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Then I'm not body shaming or nothing, but I'm just talking about the reality of the situation. So you get in a relationship, right? You gain some weight, whatever. Revenge body. Now they're in the gym. You know why? They're single. They want to be as attractive as possible. If you were so goddamn attractive, why are you getting back in the gym for? You're good as you are. Walk out of your relationship and just bounce to the next one, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you were your best self, there's no need for a revenge body. If you are the best version of yourself, there's no need for a revenge body. As a man, if you're the best version of yourself, there's no need for a revenge hustle. Like, you were already on your grind to begin with. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not talking, like I said before, I'm talking about the people who are not putting in any effort. If you're in a relationship or whatever, and you're trying to make something happen, you're putting in effort, that's cool. That's what I'm talking about. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's the motherfuckers that want to put no effort in and don't do shit. And when things fall apart, they're like, oh, I'm going to go get my revenge body. Or I'm going to go get my revenge hustle. Why the fuck would anybody do that? Like, that doesn't, to me personally, that's bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to be a shitty version of myself? But as soon as, oh, she's out the door, oh, I'm going to show her. Yeah. And then they got the nerve to talk about, I'm doing this to me. Get the fuck out of here. You're doing that shit for them. Because if you was doing it for you, you wouldn't need them to leave you to motivate you to do that shit. Mm-hmm. If you were doing it for you, it would have been self-initialized.
It would have been done.
It would have been done. Mm-hmm. But you're doing it for your ex because you want them to see you shining. And I'm not saying it don't work. It don't work, because I've seen plenty of girls do revenge body and they look stunning. Mm-hmm. They look damn good. I've seen guys do revenge hustles. They were broken bums, and now they're businessmen. They're actually getting ahead in life. And I applaud them for that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, why the fuck would you have to wait to go through some trauma before you want to be the best version of yourself?
You know, sometimes not all relationships, they're just, some of them are just a lesson. Like, some people really just come into your life to serve as a lesson.
That's true.
And maybe it was needed to get you to that next little push. But I don't think comparing a revenge hustle and a revenge body is the same thing.
They're not the same thing, but it's
you should have been on your hustle.
Yeah, they're not the same thing, but it's just like two quick examples I grabbed because I'm like, a lot of time, most of the times when men, I barely hear men say they're getting their revenge body. It's like that's just not a thing. They say they're getting their revenge hustle, like I'm gonna get my bag up, I'm gonna get my bread up, because she thought like I'm gonna show her I get my bread up, and you know they always have that saying, she broke. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always hear people say, and that's why I say like with men, it's like the revenge hustle, and with women, they break up. You know what I'm saying? Even if the woman is in great shape, she's gonna push extra hard to get better and be the better version of herself because she wants that man to see that she's doing better. That's the thing with breakups. Like nobody wants to lose a breakup. Everybody, you want to feel like you're doing better after they leave. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when people say I'm doing this for me, it's bullshit. You're doing it for them. They motivated you to do that shit.
Okay, so I feel like when women get to the point where they're like, I want a revenge body and I'm doing this for me, it's more so sometimes when things after a breakup, you'll look back and you're like, damn, I really let them talk to me like that. I let them treat me like that. And then when you get out of it, it's like you snap out of it and you're like, what the hell was I doing?
That's true.
And I feel like that's more so when you say you're doing it for me, it's like because I didn't do it for me then. I need to do it for me now.
You think so?
I think that's more so what it is. And you want to better yourself because you're like, I was out bad. Like, I let this man drag me down and put me out bad for so long. And I forgave him. And
you shouldn't let any man drag you down. That's me personally.
But that's the reality.
But it happens, though.
It's a reality of life.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I feel like women see, well, me at least, when it comes to relationship, like men, they hurt us. Like they just hurt us. That's the bottom line of it. It is a risk.
Do some grimy shit.
Like
we
it's
do some grimy shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Relationship, and we do kind of lose ourselves to the man sometimes, depending on who it is. Like if you really, really like them, they can say something to you or like want you to do something and you're like, I would have never done this. But because it was them and you love them so much or whatever,
that's men and women.
You'll do it.
I think that's with women too.
And then you break up and you're like, oh my God, I'm fucked up. So then you want to like revamp, be a whole new whatever.
That happens with women too, I feel like. Because as a man, when you fall in love, when men fall in love, we fall hard. Because men don't fall in love that easy. I'm telling you right now, when a man is in love, like you got his nose wide open. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's all in on you. And it changes you. It changes you. As a man, being in love changes you. It makes you do things you wouldn't have never done. You know what I mean? I know men and they were like players and now they're in love and they're like a whole different person. They're like different individuals. The shit they used to do, they're not doing that shit no more. So I think being in love with a woman as a man, it changes you. It makes you, even things that you would have never done for a girl you were just messing around with. When you're in love, you will do it for that female and you won't feel bad about it either. You'll feel like it's your right to do that for her.
That's beautiful.
She said that's beautiful. She said that's beautiful. We go.
Yeah, no, I know men definitely hold on to relationships. Like, a guy will still be like heartbroken from something that happened in like high school and it still leaves a mark. I'm like, okay, dude, like
True.
We've been moved on, but
okay,
I guess it's because of that reason y'all do fall in love harder.
We do. So do you think men and women can truly be friends?
I think if he got a little bit of fruit in his cup, then yeah, but if
she said sugar in the tank? Sugar in the
okay. I feel like
so you're saying he has to be like, to be a genuine friend, he has to be
a genuine friend. Like, okay. I never thought of you in like a sexual, romantic type of way. Yeah, I do think if you got a little bit of food in this cup, you have a better chance. Okay. When they're straight, like just straight men.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but it's definitely not impossible. I do think it's a little bit harder because you do, like, if I'm hanging out with my guy friend and we're going out to Target and doing all these things, going to see a movie, whatever. At
like
some
sexual
point,
tension.
Yeah, at some point in your brain, you're like, we could just like be dating, you know, like
okay,
be in a relationship. But like you, maybe like, you know, like I have guy friends where it's like I would never date them because I'm like, right. I know you as a person and right. I could never do that. But like when we are hanging out or whatever, there are moments where I'm like, oh, like,
okay,
this is so nice.
Okay, and that's if it's a straight guy. But if he got some food in his cup, then
yeah, besties.
Okay. I feel like I might get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like they can. But I think under certain circumstances, a lot of guys that claim that their friends are not genuine friends. They're trying. They're trying to fuck. They're not genuine friends.
This is very true.
And because I know you're not a genuine friend, because there's no way you can go from shooting your shot to all of a sudden
they're trying to be besties.
My friend now. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. You was trying to fuck 2 months ago, but now you want to be somebody I confide in or I talk to. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I feel like when men get rejected and get put in the friend zone, that's pathetic. Just leave, bro.
I mean, they might have had like a nice connection just because it didn't work out.
If the connection was really nice, she would have been with you if it was really good.
Yeah.
Or maybe the connection was great, but she's in a relationship, so respect that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you can't talk to her or be your enemy, but don't go be your bestie. That's crazy.
Well, I do feel like sometimes you can meet people. You can meet the right person, but just at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's true.
I do feel like that's a very real thing because this person might be meant for me maybe like 5-10 years from now, but where I'm at right now, it's just not working. But that doesn't mean like we can't.
No, y'all can be cool. Friends, you can be cordial.
But one person's always going to have some type of feeling. That's why I say it's a little bit trickier and harder.
It is trickier. Yeah. But I totally agree with you. I feel like if a man genuinely comes in your life and he was trying to holler at you in the beginning and now he's just a friend or a bestie, I feel like that's weird. I don't think that's possible. I think in the back of his head somewhere, he's trying to smash.
Yeah.
And if you test him one day, he probably fold.
Yeah.
If you say, let me just find out what is true. Just send him a random text like, you want to chill one night? And I promise you, 99% of those guys they're gonna get dressed and they're gonna run over there. Because the friendship was fake. Yeah. They're just hanging around in hopes that one day they get to do what they wanted to do originally. Yeah. So they just stick around, like, you know what I mean? For them. But that's why I think a lot of times men and women can't be genuinely friends. But another case where I think they can be friends, I feel like if they were like friends from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like the very beginning, there was nothing between them. The guy didn't come at her in any way. I feel like there's still a possibility that the guy can be disingenuous, but it's in that situation, I feel like the guy that friendship is maybe a little bit more genuine than the guy who was trying to, holler at you and got rejected, so jumped in the friend zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I do think I think the best relationships come out of being friends. Because if you get to know them just as they are, like in their pure crackhead energy, like just who they are.
She said crackhead energy. I can't believe.
And then you take it into a relationship, like it's so much more genuine and deeper and just better.
Yeah, but I feel like in that kind of friendship though, you're attracted to him, he's attracted to you, and y'all are just like together. I feel like that's a little bit different than her rejecting you.
Yeah, no, that is.
You know what I mean? Or maybe this gets tricky, man. I don't even got the answer to this shit.
It's tricky.
It gets tricky. It's a tricky situation.
Like if I say I have, like when I tell if I'm talking to a guy and I really like him and I tell him I have a guy friend, I know as I'm saying it that's a red flag. Like I know as it's coming out of my mouth, he's going to feel a certain type of way.
Hell yeah. Bruh, if she says she's going out with a friend, it's a guy.
It's a guy.
100%.
If I say they.
If she says she going with her friends, like, oh, me and my friends or whatever, most likely it's girls. Or she says names, it's girls. But if she says I'm going out with a friend.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
It's a guy. And she probably doesn't want you to feel any kind of way. But I feel like that's common knowledge these days. If you're a man and you don't know that, you stupid. Like, what are you doing, bro? You were lost in the sauce. You were under a rock.
Yeah.
You don't know that one. Okay, so who do you think is more delusional, men or women?
Can we define delusion?
No.
Why not?
Because you know what it means. You know what it means.
Okay, well, I think there's Delulu And then there's delusional.
What's the difference?
Delulu is more like, it's just, to me, it's like girlhood culture.
Okay.
You know, like, Delulu is okay. It's harmless. It's harmful to us maybe in our own brain, but like in general to other people, it's harmless. Delusional is like, you are literally not on this earth and your actions have consequences that you are choosing to ignore and they can harm other people. So like, Delulu is just a cute little girly thing, because we were talking about the gender wars. And there was this quote that I saw that was like, when you're in war, you don't want reality, you want fantasy.
Because you can control fantasy.
Because you can control fantasy, and the reality sucks.
Reality is often disappointing.
It sucks. So like, why wouldn't I be a little, you know, Delulu? Like, there's nothing wrong with being a little Delulu. I do think it is women a little bit more. Men can definitely also be delusional.
Yeah.
But I do think it is more common for women. And the reason is, I feel like we have to compensate for y'all and y'all's way of thinking. I feel like men are very linear. Like if something happened here, it's done and we've moved on and we're here. Like it's just like a straight line. That's how y'all's thought process is. Women's thought process is like a bowl of spaghetti.
Confusing.
Wrapped up. And I feel like sometimes we do have to compensate by like being a little creative.
AKA delusional.
Creative.
Todd, I'm gonna need you to pull up the delusional calculator real quick. We gonna get to the bottom of this right now. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, right? And I need you to answer. Okay. Matter of fact, let me pull it up on my phone. I think because I don't want to miss any of the questions. I want to get all the right questions. So let me pull this up real quick. I should have pulled this up before the episode, but I didn't.
That's all good. Also, another note on women being a little delulu. Y'all literally be so simple-minded and boring in some of y'all's responses and like just things in a relationship. I feel like to spice it up and keep us interesting, like we have to like come up with this persona for y'all, which isn't good. I'm not saying it's
because I feel like men are creatures of habit.
Yeah,
we're creatures of habit, and we're very simple. Women are complicated. Men are very simple. That's why a lot of
and fun.
Yes, yes, I will say that. Men, we tend to be very simple. I feel like men only get complicated when it comes to money. Like when we want to make money, we're gonna find a lot of complicated ways how to get it, what we're gonna do, all the moves we're gonna make. But when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, I feel like men are very simple-minded, which is not always a good thing. I feel like as men, we can all work in that. Yeah. I feel like we are simple-minded creatures.
I feel like it makes it like a gray and white type, black and white type situation. And to compensate, that's where we become a little bit more creative in our brains to make up for it. Like
that's why we need each other. That's why men need women.
That's why we balance each other out. Like
facts.
If I'm with a man, I'm completely logical, and we're like two bricks. Like what?
It's like yin and yang.
What is it? Yeah. It balances each other out. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little delulu. Delusional, on the other hand, I met some people that are delusional. They're literally just straight up crazy. Like, they will do things, have no consequence, like, just not even think about the consequences of their action, and it may end up affecting other people negatively. And they're just like, I did nothing wrong. I can do nothing wrong. Like, I'm
yeah, those people belong in psych wards.
Yeah, like that's different. That's like schizophrenia. Like, that's delusional. That's not
bipolar crazy.
Delulu is cute. Delulu is girlhood culture.
It's cute until she breaks your goddamn car glass or your windshield.
That's borderlining on delusional.
Crazy. All right, I got some questions for you. So, what is the ideal guy for you? Like, what's the ideal height? If you were to create a guy or your ideal guy, what would the height be?
A sim. I'm short, so to me, as long as they're taller than me and I can kind of look up at them, like, that's cool. Like,
give me a height.
5'8" and up is cool with me.
You say 5'8"?
5'8" and up is good with me.
Okay, all right.
But that's just because I'm short.
Okay.
Like, other women, I know other women are tall. Some people are taller than me and like people to be at their height or taller.
Okay.
I personally don't care. Honestly, the shorter the guy for me, the better, because then I don't have to strain my neck. And it feels weird when we're fighting and I'm like looking up at you. I feel like a child. Okay. So I don't like them too tall. Like 6 feet is crazy.
For you?
it's a little crazy.
But I feel like for most, I'm not gonna say I feel like, I know this is things, and this is not me making this up. You know, if you go on the internet, most women say they want to 6 foot and up, or you know, that's like they say taller men are more attractive, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, for that, I'm just gonna put it at 6. So I feel like majority of women, they say 6. So
I'm down for the short kings.
Minimum income, or what type of money would you want him to make?
So only because I have an education and a career, I would want them to be at least compatible with me. So like 80,000 and up, like 6-figure, closest to 6-figure. But like the way my family grew up, we were not a 6-figure household, 5 kids. We managed. I feel like a lot of people out here be talking all these big numbers, and I don't actually think they conceptualize like
that's true.
How much that actually is, and how much of it is really just for material things, and not for necessities.
People be coming with all these big demands. I want 6 figures. Look, if you make six figures, you can demand that.
Yeah.
Or if you make close to that, but if you making $20K a year, you can't come tell me you demand a man with 6. Look at you.
That's delusional.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's they hoping.
Nah, that's crazy. Get your bag up.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make all those big demands. All right. So I'm gonna put a minimum of 6 figures, because most people, they always say 6 figures.
I think I know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a delusion. So now we're about to find out. So if you want a man that's 6 foot,
I didn't say 6 foot.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like majority of women, they would say 6 foot.
Yeah.
So a man that's 6 foot and minimum 6 figures, like they always say, 6 figures, right? Let's see the percentage of that. If you find. In America, the percentage is 0.89.
Okay, but see, that's in America. That's in America.
Okay.
Okay, I'm talking international.
okay. I ain't got no answer for you for that
exactly.
one. But if you're dating in America, the chance of you finding a man with all those qualifications is very slim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you are strict on that, I'm not saying you can't find it, because I've seen women who make a lot of money find men equally who've made a lot of money. But for the big majority, that's not going to happen. And if for the majority of people holding out for that with that standard, they're going to be single if they keep that standard, because it's just there's not that much men out there that qualify for that in that category. Yeah. So if you're thinking that, you know, you're going to get a man that hits all those qualifications with no compromise, it's the pool for those men is pretty thin.
Yeah.
It's not like thick or anything, like, oh, there's just like a dime a dozen. No, it's very thin. So with that being said, appreciate you for coming on the show today, man.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah?
It was fun.
It was fun. All right. But before we wrap this up, I want to leave y'all with a little gem. You know, I like to leave my peoples with some gems that they can take and transition in life and actually do better in life, because I want y'all to win. This gem I'm dropping this week is about managing your finances. A lot of you motherfuckers, or people in general, the biggest reason why y'all are not on top of y'all finances is because y'all don't even know how much money y'all spend per month. I'm dead serious. Like you ask some people how much money you spend per month. They don't even know. They're just working and paying bills. They don't even know how much money they spend per month. Stay on top of your motherfucking finances. Create a ledger, whatever you need to do. Stay on top of that shit. Because if you do that shit, you can see how you're climbing and how you're growing. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Check us out on Spotify and YouTube. Comment, subscribe, show some love. Appreciate y'all. And we out.
Bye.
All right.